Hi you guys. Okay, today is a crazy video. I'm going to be telling crazy stuff from my life, but if you remember, I told you I will never exaggerate and I will never lie. I'll always tell you exactly what happened, but I'm going to tell you it's going to be a little hard to believe because it was so weird. Okay. I am the one to blame in all of this. Nobody in my life caused me to do any of this stuff, and I came from a good family, so there's no reason except that I was selfish. I was very egotistical, narcissistic, and just an attention, as my son says, W-H-O-R-E. Okay. Anyway, well, I want also to give a disclaimer that I know that there are people out there that are suffering greatly from some of the issues I'm going to be talking about, and in no way do I take it lightly. And I want to be there for anybody who is going through stuff like this. But honestly, I can't tell this from a sad point. I've got to tell it from, sometimes when you go through something, even if it's weird, even if it's heavy, and you stand back after many years and you look at it, right, then it becomes kind of funny. All right, so I'm going to tell it from that point of view because that's where I'm at right now, because my life really has turned out very well. So when I look back, it's like looking at another person. Okay, let's get to it. When I left off, I was having fun with drugs, having fun with now alcohol, and I could care less if I had gotten suspended. I just wanted to keep on with all of the fun, all the experiences. Truly, looking back, realizing now, I see that that is my motivation always. It's like, what kind of experience can I get? And I kind of am still like that. People who know me realize that I love doing extravagant, weird things. But at that point in my life, it was pretty bad. What happened was I did have a bad trip, LSD trip, when I was 16. And so it scared me enough to stop all drugs for a time. And I was still at my boarding school. But the thing is, because I'm a person who lives by experience, either by watching somebody go through stuff in a movie, and just living through them vicariously, which I've done at times, or experiencing stuff in my own life. I am somebody who gets off on experience. So now my life was kind of void. I had nothing to kind of live for. Boring school, studies, all that kind of stuff. And it just wasn't enough for me. So at that time, you know how at different times there's different themes that producers put out, like movie producers, like sometimes they'll do themes of vampires or themes of medical themes or whatever. At this time, when I was about 17 now, because this is in my senior year by this time, the theme of all of the TV movies was and even the go to the theater movies was mental illness. It was like Sybil, multiple personalities, or it was, there was this one movie I watched that was called Lisa, Light and Dark, or something like that, and it was about this girl with schizophrenia. Well, you know what? To me, in my kind of weird stage that I wasn't, I never kind of saw the consequences. I just kind of lived in the moment. For me, those looked very, very interesting. Like, for example, in Sybil, she had so much attention from the psychiatrist. The psychiatrist was almost like living for Sybil, right? Or in Lisa, Light and Dark, or whatever it was, when she went to this mental hospital, it's like all, it seemed in the movie, which it probably was not in real life, it seemed like all the attention was on her. Okay, well, you know that I'm somebody that loves attention, right? Well, so what happened was my favorite class was psychology. And all of a sudden, when we were learning about schizophrenics, I decided that I was going to imitate. It became like a desire of my heart. Believe it or not, the big desire of my heart was to be put in a mental institution. Talk about crazy, I know, and I am so sorry for seeming to take it lightly, but as I said, you know, the only way I can tell this story is this is what happened. So, so I started to imitate all of the symptoms of a schizophrenic at my boarding school, and it really got serious. I just, you know, like went into this deep kind of depression. I wasn't really, I was kind of acting, but and then I would just do different things that were strange, you know, to make people take notice. Well, finally it came down to the point that I wanted the attention. I did not want to kill myself, and I lightly scratched my wrist. And I am so sorry. As I said before, I don't want to make that light, but I'm just telling what happened to me. For me, it was just an attention-getting thing. So, so guess what happened? I did not get sent to a mental hospital. I got sent home. I was kicked out. But they were very kind. They ended up, although I I got to tell one more thing about that. But anyway, although I had to finish up in my school at home in Florida, I got their diploma, so that was really nice. And as I said, I went back for my 40th reunion, and everybody was very welcoming. Okay. But during this time of acting crazy, let me tell you one more thing that happened that, thank God, I didn't go through with it, because if I had, I would be a cripple. I would go over and over again into the basement where I found these big cement blocks. I don't know what they were used for, but they were so heavy you could hardly lift them up, and I was trying to get up enough courage to drop one on my foot. I guess maybe I was a little nuts, but the thing is that I thank God I didn't get up the courage, because I would have smashed all of my bones. It would have been horrible. I probably would have had to have my foot amputated. So thank God I didn't do it. But just anyway, that was this segment of my life, and next time I'll tell you what happened next. But thanks, guys, for listening. I love you guys, and remember, dream big and go for it.